Three indicators are showing a potentially huge shift in momentum for the Bitcoin price, from absolutely bearish to absolutely bullish. We're going to discuss all three of those here on today's stream. And of course, like you saw in the thumbnail, there is a Fibonacci extension target all the way up at 30,000 USD. So we're going to discuss that as well. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. Today we're going to discuss the Bitcoin price and all of the aforementioned indicators. But of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading. These are only my own speculative opinions. This market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. With that being said, let's start off here with the Alligator. I've featured this on the stream for quite some time. I don't see many other crypto traders use this, so I like to show it for my macro analysis. So with the Alligator here, clearly we have three bands: green, red, and blue. Basically what you're looking for is a cross of the green above the red and the blue, and then you are looking for the bands to continue to widen out with further upside action coming in after the cross. Right now on the weekly time frame here for Bitcoin, things are looking nice. We are seeing continued upside action. The cross came in, we saw sideways consolidation, and now a breakout, and the bands continue to widen. I really like this here, and we've seen very similar action at some of the most critical points in Bitcoin history. This one down here before our run to 14,000, we had the cross, continued upside action, went from 3K all the way to 14. If we roll back in time, we could see here we had the cross and continued upside action right there at the bottom of the last bear market. It wound up taking us all the way up to 20,000. Savage, heinous, and a borderline ludicrous inverse debacle, if you do in fact ask me. So right now, looking at the momentum of the Alligator on the weekly time frame, I really am liking this potential bullish constructive formation here, right? Of course, this is just a small sample size right now, but you could see that it has at least the potential to build into something much larger, right? Back here as well, we had this all the way back here. It appears in 2012. We had a cross right there, then some widening bands, and that took us essentially from looks to be about $5 USD all the way up to over 1,000 USD. Let's get this crypto. So I definitely like what I'm seeing there from the Alligator. It is a momentum shifting indicator. Just a bearish example, right, would be something like this. We had the cross of the green across the blue and the red to the downside. Further downside action, widening bands took us into the doldrums of the bear market. Let's get this crypto. If you are enjoying thus far, my friends, don't forget to leave a thumbs up for the algorithm. It really helps the channel. Thank you so much. And if you're brand new, well, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, and select all. I do analysis like this nearly on a daily basis. Welcome to the channel. Now, let's look at the two new indicators that I have not featured on this stream yet. Okay, so I'm going to pull these up here. And for starters, let's begin here with the EFI. I'm going to take the Alligator off, and I'm going to pull this up here for you right now. Let's begin here with the EFI. This is called the Elders Force Index. Basically, it's another momentum indicator, all right? It's looking for the power behind a price movement. You can obviously pause your screen to read that definition if you want. I just figured I'd pull it up for you. So here with the EFI, basically we want to see it above this zero line, which is the dotted, rather the dashed white line, okay? And throughout time, if we go back here in this trend, I want to show you where the bear market ended last time, right in the $200 region, right around here. That bear market ended with a shift on the weekly EFI. And just so you understand, I believe that the default setting here on the EFI is a 13, but for a macro analysis, I like to use 100. Okay. So here on the weekly, on the 100 setting on the EFI, we did have a cross here to end the bear market. Essentially, that was where Bitcoin finally broke out, and it was blue skies from there, essentially all the way up to 20,000. Okay, now let's fast forward into time here. We saw the blow off top at 20,000. We then crossed below the EFI line. We back tested the zero, got rejected again, and then it was a plunge deep down into the crypto abyss. Okay, we then very briefly got back above this range. I mean, In terms of opportunity here, I mean, the EFI came in very late here. Basically, you would have been able to catch this one last swing up. Not that that's anything to, look down upon. That was a pretty large movement. But basically, the concern here for me is that this pattern here in particular, this whole range looked very different, right, than what we saw back here. In terms of when that bear market ended, right? Look, notice this upside action, right? Higher highs, higher lows. And the EFI was consistently above the zero line, never going back below it. The closest we had were these two occurrences here, and they bounced off of the line. The entire trend stayed above there, okay? So the momentum, the force, if you will, the elder's force, it continued to stay up, right? And then once we saw this fail there, everything changed. Right now, over here, in this whole area, going all the way back to our $14,000 top, it's been choppy, my friends. We've gone below, above, below, above, below. It's not really been that great in terms of the momentum there. But on a positive note, we have finally got back above this. If we're going to see a new bull run, I really would love to see it stay above zero. So this is a constructive view today that we are finally on the weekly time frame back above that zero line. It's just a possible sign that, hey, there could be better things to come here from this. And this is certainly, in my opinion, a bullish, constructive piece of sentiment here, as we have now seen Bitcoin climb to a new higher high for the first time in quite some time. And if we are able to get above that $12,100 resistance there, things could start to get very, very interesting indeed. All right. So my friends, if you like that new indicator, thumbs up, and also leave me a comment if you like me showcasing these indicators that not many people show. All right. So now let's move over to the KST. Okay. This is again called the no sure thing. I will pull this up for you right here, just in case you wanted to pause your screen to take a look here at the definition of it. But essentially, it's another momentum indicator. And the way that I like to look at it is basically just for the crosses of the green above the red. And I essentially like to look for divergences as well. Now, here we have some more bullish constructive potential, right? So we see our green momentum there crossed right here, essentially where the price topped out at. Very interesting, because this was a staunch resistance level, right? But it wasn't a bearish cross here. It was a bullish cross. So to see us break through now with upside potential, this is lending more credibility to this cross, in my opinion, because we didn't get rejected at the price action, the historical price action resistance. We actually moved through it, and now this cross is continuing to roll to the upside. Let's get this crypto. Right now, basically, there is a warning sign as well for me, and I want to show you this, but on the overall, I like this here on the weekly perspective. I like this a lot, but there is a warning sign because you look for divergences in this as well, right? And you could see back here in this bear market that we went into, right? Essentially from the blow off top above 1,000 all the way down to 2,000. What I want you to understand, my friends, is that on the KST, we did have a bearish divergence on the weekly time frame here. Very long-term one though, my friends, right? We're talking from $200 up to over 1,000. But we did have a classic bearish divergence here, and it led into a bear market. Okay. Then over here, right now, if the Bitcoin price is to push above our prior highs here, which on the KST was, around our $13,000 to $14,000 range, right? If we're to see the price go above there and the KST does not get above there as well, right? We'd like to see the KST get above this region here, right? But if it does not, the price goes up somewhere like that and the KST only comes to about here, we could be forming another potential bearish divergence, just like we had back here, that led us into another bear market. Let's get this crypto. But at this point in time, that's just pure speculation. I'm not forecasting that or anything. I'm just showing you an example of a time where you could have used this in another way, just instead of the crosses. Let's get this crypto. But, just to show you, so you understand here what I'm looking at as well. We did have that cross right there at the end of the last bear market. The KST stayed above the zero line throughout the entire bull market, just like our EFI indicator. And basically the same over here. Look, right before we went into our absolutely parabolic madness back in early, or rather late December 2012, we saw that cross there as well on the weekly time frame. We are seeing that cross right now. And also we did see the cross back here at the end of that bear market, down in the $3,000 range. We got the cross, and we're getting the cross again. One can only speculate. Will this potentially lead to further upside action? Only time will tell. I'm just putting it on your radar. Let's get this crypto. My friends, thumbs up and subscribe. Tick the little bell and select all for that indicator there as well. Let's get this crypto. And now, you've probably all been waiting for what I was mentioning in the thumbnail about the $30,000 Fibonacci extension target, okay? So let's take this here. We are on the logarithmic scale. I'm actually going to do this a bunch of ways, just so that there's no objectiveness, or rather that there is objectiveness, that we can look at this from a myriad of different ways, okay? So that little James doesn't get upset. Oh, Kirby, you. I'm going to draw it every little way for you, little James. So pipe down, my degenerate little friend. So we're going to take it right from this top here at the 14K peak down to that last prior peak just below 4,000. So let's pull up our fib here, and I want to pull it from here down to the bottom there. And the one that we're looking at, my friends, here is the 1.618 golden Fibonacci extension target. Okay, we all know about the regular 0.618, but if we're looking for parabolic targets, the 1.618 can be very useful as well. Okay, now I'm going to draw these as well here back in history, so you can see why this could potentially be important. It's not there. There's nothing perfect here, but you could see that essentially right there, we did hit that target range, right? This high to this low, hit the 1.618. Let's see if we have one here. Just doing this on the fly right now. Surely we went much higher than this, but of course it was a good target back then. And right now, I believe if we even go back in time here, let's pull back the fib. Let's go from this high to this low. There you are again, my friends, right? Another top came in. Let's get this crypto. So, there is definitely some confluence throughout history for Bitcoin with that on a macro scale, right? And this one here is all the way up at 30,000. Okay, keep in mind that that is on the logarithmic scale. If we go to the regular, ironically, it is right there around 20,000. Big difference, right? So it could be a double top type of scenario, maybe a heinous pullback, right? Just again, that's just speculation. Or, on the logarithmic, like we were looking at for the other ones, we did get a $30,000 target there. So the reason I'm showing you that is not to be FOMO-y or anything, right? You should never be FOMOing. Always have a plan. This market crushes souls, my friends. A lot of people get absolutely wrecked in this market, destroyed. You need to have a plan. If you fail to plan, then your plan is to fail. Don Carbonaccio does not plan to fail. The Don plans to succeed. And the reason that I'm looking at all of these longer term momentum indicators here and the Fibonacci extension targets is because if we are headed into a macro trend, I want to be trading with the bias of the overall trend, right? If this is going to break out above this red line around 12,100 and form support, and we look to rip, looking at the momentum indicators such as the Alligator that I showed you earlier, the EFI, the KST, I've been showing the DPO, the DMI, etc. on other streams. If all of these things continue to be pointing upward, I'm going to be way more interested in going long than going short, right? That's basically why this is very important to me. Price targets are a bunch of mumbo jumbo, my friends, in terms of long-term ones. I know that you'll see everybody, Bitcoin's going to 500,000, 300,000, Kirby. That's just for pure entertainment value, right? That's just to get you to click on their video or whatever, their article, whatever it is. That doesn't really matter. That's not what traders are interested in. Traders are interested in the momentum of the trend and the direction of the trend to potentially enter a trade and capture the majority of a momentous move if you can. Okay, so for me, if all of that's pointing up from a macro perspective, I don't want to be trying to go net short all the time. Rather, when we're in a situation like this over here, right, where all of this is turning down, right? Let's just actually pull up the indicators again, right? You guys see that we had a cross there on the alligator, bearish alligator cross with the bands widening down. Let's pull up the, let's get the KST, had a cross down here, right? And then the EFI was below zero. So you see here, they always get on my case. Kirby, you're so bearish. Yes, little James, stunad. Of course I'm bearish in that scenario, looking to short more than long. But moon boys don't get it. They want to say that none of this matters. To each their own, okay? But right now, with the situation at hand, for me, this is the complete opposite, right? Bullish alligator cross there, bullish KST cross there, bullish EFI cross there. Personally, for me, I'm not looking to be net short at this point. I'm looking probably to be buying dips. I'm monitoring this closely. You guys know. Shout out to my VIPs. I have been in a long position here since 9,525 in an absolutely juicy profit right now, my friends. Juicy. I have taken profit on a lot of my position already, but I still have a portion of my position riding long right now. Insane times here. And I'm going to be continuing to play this very aggressively here. If you want to see exactly where I'm personally looking to buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, right? Potentially take profit, long, short, all of that. My friends, that's what I keep you updated with daily, 24/7 in VIP. I post all of my entries, exits, targets, positions, strategies, all exclusively there for you in VIP. If you're not already in my VIP, today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from Average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I'll see you in VIP right now after this video, because I'm going to look here to potentially and continuously crush this market like a 2-ton man on a tuna fish can, while Average Joe and James at the water cooler continue to disregard the macro trend, continue to get emotional, trade without a plan. The Don is going to remain cool, calm, and collected, preparing to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto. So with that being said, my friends, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. I'm excited for all of the potential here in this trend. I hope you see it the way I do. I mean, I hope this continues, right? Anything can change at any time. If this market takes a huge dump, all those indicators I just showed you could change as well. But right now, I am liking what I'm seeing from a speculative view. The Fibonacci target up there is quite interesting as well, with the regular scale being at 20K, the logarithmic being at 30K. Sheesh, my friends. So if you could one last time, a thumbs up is appreciated. A comment, even if you just say thanks, anything. I don't care what you say. It just helps the algorithm. So thank you so much. Thumbs up and the subscribe button. I mean, you've probably already subbed, but if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell and select all. That gives you the notifications when I upload these. And if you could share this in your chats and on your socials, this video needs to be seen, as I don't believe that many traders have ever looked at any of these indicators. And in my opinion, they are very, very powerful and interesting. So share this in your chats and your socials, my friends. Thank you so much. I'll see you in VIP right now, okay? After this video, I am looking to strategize some more, potentially look to add to my position, potentially look to take some more profit. I'm getting very aggressive here with my trade, so don't miss out. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from Average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. So until next time, be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.